I'm just going to say it. There's no way Disclosure Day beats Backrooms at the box office this weekend. I think theater-going audiences don't want storied Hollywood pedigree anymore. I don't think they want to be told what movies they should be watching, and Disclosure Day kind of reeks of the big Hollywood sales pitch. Hey, I'm Mike. I study film, I work in TV, and if you love movies as much as I do, hit that subscribe button and get notified when new content's posted. Disclosure Day has all the markings of the big summer Hollywood blockbuster. Killer trailer, great word of mouth, several of Hollywood's hottest stars, Josh O'Connor, Emily Blunt, Coleman Domingo, great cast. A script from veteran screenwriter David Koepp, who brought us Jurassic Park and Mission Impossible, all tied together with legendary Hollywood blockbuster director Steven Spielberg, known specifically for owning this weekend. You know, the guy who made Jaws, E.T., Close Encounters. He's returning to his comfort zone. Should be a home run. And maybe that's why I felt like Disclosure Day was more of a high school reunion than a milestone film in 2026. Is Disclosure Day good? Yeah, it's really good. I would even argue it's one of Spielberg's best movies because it feels derivative of his best movies. At times, Disclosure Day feels like E.T. Others, it feels like Close Encounters. Still others, Poltergeist. And for one major sequence, it's very reminiscent of Indiana Jones. In any other world, I'd be celebrating the return of the king. But what I have always valued Steven Spielberg for as a director was his diversity. His willingness to push himself creatively, challenge himself, move outside of his comfort zone, and take on films like Saving Private Ryan and The Color Purple. When I get asked who my favorite director is, Spielberg is always in the conversation, specifically because of the diversity of his projects. He's the only guy that can direct Jurassic Park and Schindler's List in the same year. By the way, Robert Zemeckis is also my top 5 directors for the same reason. But more importantly, Spielberg has always put story over craft and has delivered at the highest levels of both. I hate to say it, but Disclosure Day is like Spielberg's greatest hits. For the first time that I can think of, Steven Spielberg is reaching into his bag of tricks and giving us what we expect of him, and it feels like a cover of a Spielberg film. Listen, I know how that sounds. Yes, it's a backhanded compliment. It'd be like Paul McCartney writing a song that sounds a lot like A Hard Day's Night today. We have to face facts. Hollywood has changed. I'm not so sure audiences want to see big, expensive Hollywood movies in IMAX. It feels like a sales pitch. So my take on Disclosure Day is it's like the month of May. It came in like a lion, exited like a lamb. It is essentially a cat and mouse chase film, much like E.T. or Indiana Jones, but when you zoom out and start thinking about the logistics, you sort of go, wait, what's happening? Where are they going? But my biggest thought is that for a movie with a very cryptic trailer, it gave everything away. It's really strange. Don't know what I mean? The title is Disclosure Day, and the trailer heavily hints that Josh O'Connor is working to disclose government secrets about aliens. Great, that's the setup. Where's the film going to take us? Oh, the goal of the characters is to disclose to the world that aliens exist? Right, we know that from the trailer. Okay, well, there'll be a huge public backlash, right? I mean, the film will cover how religion and people of faith will react to their beliefs being questioned. Sorta. I mean, people will certainly riot when they realize they've been lied to their whole lives, right? No? No. Disclosure Day gives us a passing discussion on each of those things before moving on to the main mission of disclosing the fact that aliens exist. But we knew that from the trailer. Hell, we knew that from the title, that Disclosure Day was coming. You're just going to leave it there? I think Spielberg got too caught up in the thing that made Jaws and Close Encounters and even Indiana Jones work. Don't show the thing. Don't show the shark or the aliens or the ark. That somehow it's better to not show the thing we're all obsessing about. The title of the film goes against what made Steven Spielberg Steven Spielberg. Disclosure. That may have worked in the early 80s, but Hollywood has changed. Storytelling has changed. If you haven't seen Disclosure Day yet, you may want to stop watching here. But in my opinion, the film missed a huge opportunity to make a statement from the actual aliens. After years of Spielberg bringing us the anti-alien story, the aliens are our friends story, or they're not going to harm us story, he finally had the chance to give us their point of view, and doesn't. He literally walks the alien to the camera and cuts. What do they want? What can they teach us? How can we coexist? I'm going to come back and do another video about the last few minutes of the film, the last line specifically. I want you guys to see it, and I want to have a thoughtful conversation about the very end once you've all seen it. I'm dying to talk to someone about it, but I realize it just came out and many of you haven't seen it yet. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Disclosure Day. I'd love to read yours in the comments below. As always, film is about community. I'm Mike, and I love movies.